Welcome. In this video we're going to be going over the recently released patch notes for the version 2.5.0 update to Elune. Starting off at the top of it, they do say that they're going to be including a mentor system into the game, which should be helpful for early game players to be able to use other Elunes or to help them progress into the game a little bit more quickly. They'll also be adding other contents for boss battle and dimension protection quests, so that's going to be good for some of the additional maps that have been added, and a few quality of life improvements, which just after I looked over them briefly did look pretty good. One of the things that they're going to be adding now, moving on to the first thing, is going to be titles, adding some new titles. The I Am Legend title for obtaining legendary Elunes, those two, the 10 and 20. So for people that have been playing for a little while, most of these titles should be pretty easy. Donating gold to your alliance in one day, 100,000 gold, that one should be pretty easy for most people to obtain, so they can get those additional rewards or borders. Fusing Elunes, the 10, most people should have. If you've been playing for the game for more than a month, you should easily have that one. The 101, you should be pretty close to finishing that one too if you've just started the game, because you should be fusing pretty often, so these titles should be pretty easy. The secret titles, we'll have to find out what those are later. Clearing the Chaos Tower for 1 to 66, in other words the full normal and hard modes with full 3 stars. That's going to be something that some more of the late mid-game or in-game players will be able to do. Early game players won't be able to do that one yet, but there are some other Chaos Tower titles, so you should have those. If you finish the Dimension Protection Dark Star thing that they're adding, you'll be able to get that one. A couple of UGD Arena wins. This is going to be if you do all 10 wins in one. If you can do 10 wins in one entry, great. If you can do 15 in one entry, good. That means you can. It sounds like you can lose, but as long as you can do 15 without, you know, losing 3 times and having to start over. And then of course the bingo event, finishing all of the bingo event for the 2020 bingo thing. That one most people should be able to do, because those quests you should be doing all the time. They're adding a couple of, looks like a new border and another ruby reward to it for titles, obtaining titles, so those are nice. The mentoring system they'll go into detail about in another link, which we'll have to look at another time. Once that comes out, we'll go and do a more in-depth video about the mentoring system. Basically in this new system though, a high-level player and a low-level player can get together and do the mentorship, and then that'll allow the lower level and the higher level player, mostly the lower level, to obtain better things or be able to complete things better. During this time, for 5 days, you're going to have every day the Medina's supply is going to change with some very high level items. It is expensive, but most of the time the items are worth it, so that's going to be good. They're finally going to be adding the stage 11 and 12 boss battle for Akhenaten 10, which is going to be nice. That'll mean that people will be able to start obtaining the level 80 and 85 offhand weapon items, the literature items for their different classes. That's going to be nice to have. So people that weren't paying money to get the packs that have those will be able to get that, so that's going to be good. I'll look forward to those, because I don't have any offhand, because I don't buy any of the packs to do that, so this will be good. I'll be able to start farming this boss to try to get some of those for my different Elunes. As you can see, some of the rewards that you have here, of course you have the various ones for the support and the healers and the debuffers and the tanks and everything. It looks like a tank, DPS, healer, support, and debuffer. They're finally going to be adding in the repeat battle feature and the auto battle feature to bosses, which should be pretty nice, especially if you're farming some of the lower stage bosses, like the stage 10s or something for some of them, and you're just trying to get a specific gear for maybe an Elune of yours, even though the chance is reduced to get it. You should be able to, so that'll be nice, just to be able to repeat it with a team that can full auto that boss. we'll have to go over and look and start making some videos and look at different ways to auto these bosses so that you can take advantage of this. We'll primarily be focusing on the stage 10s though, because that's where most people will be able to go. They will be adjusting the chance to acquire legendary rewards will now be greatly increased starting from the second try at boss, because before you couldn't get any of them, but now you'll have a chance to get some, so that's going to be nice. Also higher chances of getting more of the legendary rewards from the first round too, which is your highest chance, and the sealed Lights Your Souls will also be adjusted too, so that's going to be really nice. Also, starting with the second try, you'll also be able to get some of the licensure gear plans from the bosses, which is also going to be good. That means if you don't get anything from the first try, you can try again and try to get something, so that way you can start farming some of that gear. That'll be nice. The Alliance level cap has been adjusted now from level 60 up to level 100. So alliances will start getting stuff there, as well as new buffs, which is good because most of the buffs are not great. They're not bad, but they're not great. So that'll be nice to see what kind of buffs they give here. Hopefully they'll be pretty good to help your alliance out. They're going to be adding a Golden Pirate Dark Assure dungeon. It's going to be like the regular Pirate Dark Assure dungeon, but except this one and the Golden one, it'll cost 20 aeons instead of 10. But it'll provide, instead of pages, it'll provide the actual books itself, as well as soul stones for Epic 2 Legendary Elune, so you'll be able to potentially do these and get a legendary Elune pieces together, so you can summon one through a soul stone summon. Also, they said that this one is going to be a very rare type chance to get, so it's a pretty low chance, but the more you do adventure, which means the more you farm for your wayways and your transcendence on your wayways, the more often that you'll see this. Here's the new number 8 is the new dimension protection for the Dark Star stage. So they've had it for all the other stages so far. For the other 6, this is the 7th stage, so this one, you'll have this one. So make sure you're doing these dimension protections. You can see these whenever you go into the adventure map on the left hand side, as you can see kind of in the background on the picture on the left, second thing down right below map, there's going to be a dimension protection icon there, and it'll have it'll show you the quest that you need to do to complete, what you need to do, sell gear, do a dungeon, view something, whatever it is. Do these because the rewards are pretty good for these. I can't show you because once you finish it, you can't go back and look and see what it was. It just shows that it's all done. It doesn't even show you what the quest was anymore, which is, you know, a little disappointing. It would have been nice to show. But anyway, you should be doing these. They're good rewards. You only have to do them once and then you're done. So, you know, try to look into these and make sure you're getting those done. System and balance adjustments for the UGD arena provided tickets, waves, and points. So before, this is for the UGT, before change, it was the wave with the highest wave cleared, and then the sum of points for the previous wave gained by defeating monsters does not include bonus points, which can obtain for surviving illusions, etc. So after the change, it's going to be the highest wave cleared, I guess -2 or something, and then points from the last attempt. Not exactly sure how that applies to the UGD arena yet. It sounds more like a dimension thing, so we'll have to see what that one is. This one, the number of medals obtained from offense has now been doubled, so you'll get more medals from doing it. The merit of fouls has been reduced. This is a good change that should help people with maybe weaker teams be able to use fouls on their team. That way they can sacrifice a little bit of merit on their team to get these fouls, because some of these fouls are quite nice. The various ones here, they do nice things, and the reduction on it is quite significant. 100 merit, 100 merit, 100 merit, 100 merit, 50 merit, 50 merit. So they are quite nice, so they will be very helpful to people. So make sure you start looking into those fouls for your team too, to include that in your merit for your compositions for your teams for both offense and defense. As players of the same rank, whoever reached the rank last will now be ranked higher. So there's no reward for getting there first. Whoever gets there last will get the other thing. In other words, if you're at the same rank or the same points, whoever gets there last will be the higher one. new missions added for the Medina secret deal. That's going to be the special type, one of the bonus point parts of the UGD arena. It's going to be one of the things there. They're going to have different things to do there, so that'll be interesting to see what kind of additional changes that they make there for different things that you do. Typically they've been like include a certain type of Elune, or include a foul but don't use it, include a include a healer or don't include a healer, those type of things, or restricted Elunes, things like that are typically what's been done, so they're going to be changing that. They're adjusting the merit of the some of the Elunes in here. Some are going up, some are going down. This is good because there's a lot of the teams where people just have like some of the higher level players have really strong Elunes for a couple of them that are just very difficult to beat. So they just they throw everything on that Elune and just put like 2 or like maybe 3 Elunes on a team, or 2 Elunes on a defense, and then they leave it at that because they know it's they're maxed out on merit, but they know it's going to be very difficult to beat it because it's such a strong team. So what this change does is it makes it so they won't be within the merit anymore if they do try to do a team like that, try to take advantage of that. So by adjusting some of the merit, they're increasing it by a lot, just some of the base merit and stuff that's been done on it. So this will be interesting to see how this affects people. Plus some of the ones for the lesser used Elunes are going to be reduced to try to get people to use those more in the UGD arena for both offense and defense. So that'll be quite nice. Because there was a lot of these teams with just like Artemil, Rachel, Reaper, things like that, or Lucia. There was just a lot of those teams, especially you would see Artemil, like Lucia, and then Reaper on a team, and then that's the only thing on the team, but it's maxed out at the merit. With now all of them going up 100 points, then it's not going to be as good. Arslan was really kind of sad because Arslan was so strong in UGD arena, but his merit points was so low, so increasing him up the 300 is going to be really good, because that's going to just mean that people won't be able to put him on a team with a bunch of other strong Elunes and just be able to wipe the floor with people because he's so good. So that'll be nice. Freya was a very OP healer for UGT Arena just because of the barriers that she provides. So increasing hers by 200 is going to make it harder for people to use it. Rachel was really good because she just spreads out the damage to everybody. So if you have strong Elunes and you spread out the damage, it was really difficult to kill him. Enemy, I think, was just people were having a problem with him because he was annoying. You could put him on defense, and because of the merit caps and stuff, most people couldn't bring something in to deal with him because of his passive that just puts him to 1 HP, but in a state where you can't do anything to him. So he would be able to survive and then come back and then do damage again. So I think people are just really annoyed with him, so increasing his merit might make it so you won't see him as often on a team. Mikazuki was very common for defenses, but also on offenses too. Especially, you would see Mikazuki a lot used against Freya defenses, but also Mikazuki would be good because of the people running Freya as the healer and support on the offense. Having Mikazuki on the defense was very strong because she would put the zombie effect as an AoE on there, and then anytime the Freya AoE heals, they just kill themselves. Everybody dies. So that was nice. The Lucia is very strong Elune for UGD Arena, but just normal air battles anyway. So increasing her points by a little bit, definitely good. Kongram wasn't used very much because most people just use Reaper. So making him have less of an impact, only being plus 100 compared to others of the same level. That'll be good. Allow him to be used a little bit more. Chloe Van, same type of situation. Chloe was like the go-to damage dealer for air battles for a long time when the game first came out, for months after the game came out. So they put her as a high merit, but now they're reducing it, so she'll be able to be used again. That's gonna be good. Crucio, they're supposed to be making changes to him soon anyway for balance to make him better. So for some reason they already made it seem like he's strong, but I guess nobody was using him because he was underwhelming. So they're reducing his merit impact, so hopefully people start using him. I think he has good potential. Not so much for defense until he changes his second skill, his special, but his third skill is quite good if you're going up against a team that doesn't have a cleanse or doesn't have any type of way to block or cleanse off effects, because Crucio can just AoE restrain an entire team, and then he can just keep them restrained pretty much forever, so they can't do anything. So he's very strong. It's just because of his skill 2 and just his overall abilities, the rest of his kit, people don't see much value to him yet. The maximum merit limit has been reduced also from 2200 to 2100. This is another way that they're making sure that people aren't just stacking 2 to 3 teams with like the super strong Elunes to do that. So they're increasing the merit on the really strong ones, but they're also decreasing by 100 the merit limit. This is going to be really interesting. You'll start seeing a little bit more balance in the UGD arena. You're not going to see those teams of just like 3 Elunes anymore, because they just won't be able to use those teams. So they'll have to come up with something else, which is nice. I've seen some really creative teams that I've really liked and that work really well on defense, so kudos to those people. Trigger requirements of some defense for the fouls has been changed. This was good. Sling was a basically it was a full strip of the enemy. So what it did before currently is it automatically gets activated if any enemy has 3 or more buffs. So they're changing it now. If all enemies are buffed, then it'll do it. So if it's just one enemy has a buff, or one enemy has 3 buffs or something, then it's not going to activate. It's only going to do it if all enemies have the buffs. Because if Sling was on the other side, you could basically trigger it yourself, and like you could have just a single Elune buff itself with multiple buffs, and then boom, it would trigger, and then it would cleanse everybody. Now then you could just buff yourself again, but now the foul's already been used, so you could basically force its activation. But now it's going to be when everything has buffs, so that means if somebody's running a way or a full team buff for attack or defense or whatever, then this will get activated and cleanse it whenever that happens, so that'll be nice. The other one that was really good to do was the freeze darkature. Now it's this was something to basically kind of freeze or stun or CC the enemy team. Automatically did it turn 20. A lot of times battles didn't make it to turn 20, so this was a pointless one. So they're changing it now to trigger at the very start of the battle, which gives your team an edge, because now they're going to be CC'd at the very beginning, so even if they were faster, you're still going to have the advantage. They took away the auto assign button. That's good, because I think too many people were using that and it was overfilling their merit. Something with a win for the team song, you're able to earn a massive amount of bonus points if you win on the first 3 tries, so well, I guess that's good. Next thing, number 10, the Alliance battle balance adjustments. The fame that you earn from winning a battle has been increased a lot, and the fame lost from losing a battle has been increased too. So if you're trying to lose battles, because you didn't lose much points from it, and just to stay at a lower rank or something, now you're just going to be losing a lot more, and so it's going to make you want to build a team that's actually strong. The rift is being changed from the Dimension Rift is being changed from 12 waves to 30 waves, but they're also changing the stuff too. See, this is basically the same thing that it said earlier in UGD, so this makes sense here. It didn't make sense for the UGD, so I think they just might have had the wrong graphic or the wrong chart for the other one, because it didn't make sense. So we'll have to see later on it, but for the Dimension Rift this makes sense. For the skip feature now, if you skip now, you're going to go -2 waves, which is good because that gives your team a chance to build up souls and build up other things, plus be able to use bonus for the next wave, so that'll be good. So this is going to be a decent thing here for the change to allow people, when they're skipping waves, not one, it makes you have to clear more than one wave, but two, you have a better chance of getting a better score. Because of the increase in waves, you're going to be finding a lot stronger Elunes at the higher waves. The bonuses are adjusted too, where you would get a random 3 different choices and you would have to choose, or it would count down and just randomly pick one for you. They're changing some of that. They're going from a 20 to 50% attack boost, which is going to be good. The restore HP is staying the same. The points for defeating monsters, which was good if you're going for score, they're reducing that by 5%. I guess that's just because of the increase in waves. The crit rate increase from 20 to 50, that's very good. The speed increase from 15% to 100%, that's very good, because it's going to mean you're just going to be able to move faster. They removed the gold, the rubies, and the obtain one soul. The gold one wasn't too much of a big deal because it was only 12.5k. The rubies one, the 5 rubies, was decent. If you did all 12 waves all the time and didn't skip any, you could potentially get a decent number of rubies every time you ran it. The obtaining one soul each turn, I did use that one a bunch just to build up souls quickly, but they took that one out. But they did replace it with something else. So the no skill cooldown, which primarily only affects the ultimate skills, they changed that now to not only does it not have a cooldown, but all of them are reset at the beginning of the wave. So if you just use an ulti to finish a wave, when you go into the next wave, it's going to be off cooldown, so you'll be able to use it and then use it and use it and use it as long as you have the soul. The other thing that they're adding is skills will not consume soul for the next wave, which is also good. That means that Elunes that have great AoEs for skill 2 and stuff like Arslan will just be able to spam, their skill 2, their special skill over and over and over again during the wave and not consume any soul. So that's going to be a very strong one. So that's much better than the obtain one soul each turn. Not consuming souls is even better. So they reduce enemy HP by 30% for the next wave. I would imagine this one you're probably going to want at some of the higher waves. The reducing attack by 30% for the next wave is probably going to be something you want at higher waves too. Bonus 10 more turns. This, I think, will more come into play again at the higher waves where they're much tankier. So these last 3 I think are going to be very good for the later waves, like the closer to wave 30 type areas. So we'll have to see where they start getting stronger, but I would imagine those 3 are going to be more useful at that area. They're boosting up the gold rewards too. Previously, the wave up through wave 12 gave 240k gold. So now, if you whichever wave you finish, this was the gold that you got at the end. So now they're changing that to they're basically giving a little bit more now to it for the waves. So if you finish through wave 12 now, you get 360k instead of 240k, and then all the way up to 720k at wave 30. So make sure you're doing your dimension rifts, because you can get a lot of gold from them. No matter what wave you end at, you've got 10 chances every week, so you're going to be getting a lot of gold. So make sure you do it. The ruby reward for the clears for the waves and stuff too is going to be good, depending on your rank. This is the rank and stuff, so whichever one that you're going to be doing. Let's see, the amount of rubies for rank bonus has increased, as rubies from wave clear bonus are no longer available. So since you're not going to get the rubies from clearing waves now as a 5 thing, they're just increasing the amount that you get for the rank. So everybody will be getting at least 5 more, because if you're in the top 100%, which means if you do it one time, you're in the top 100%, which means you're going to get at least 20 rubies just for doing wave 1 time, and then that's it for the week. You're always going to get 20 rubies, but you should be doing this anyway. It's a good way to get rubies. The Alliance boss battle update, they're going to be changing this based on the ranking of your Alliance. The level cap of the bosses has been increased from 10 to 15, which means they're going to be getting stronger. The rewards have been adjusted also to, instead of giving legendary gear, if you're in the top whatever place, you're going to be getting the licensure souls and stuff instead, which is going to be decent, because I don't think most people needed the legendary gear, because they're able to farm the little stage 10 bosses pretty regularly and get the gear that way. So giving the souls, the random souls and stuff for making the gear, permastones and stuff, is going to be really nice too for doing the dimension slate. So those are pretty good. So the Transcend licensures is a new kind of Elune that they're adding. It's a instead of needing a 6-star Elune, identical Elune to transcend one for a legendary, so a rare legendary that's hard to get. You know, if you can't get it very often, or it's very difficult to get and you keep trying to get it but you don't, and you're always getting something else instead, then this will allow you to take the place of that, so you can transcend those rare legendaries and stuff up by using this transcend licensure as a material for transcendence. Now, as far as I know, you're not going to be able to, this won't apply to Dimension Slate. You're still going to need a 6-star copy of that Elune at max level 60 to be able to do that. And licensures are going to be in packages, so basically the people that spend a lot of money, they'll be able to buy these. Otherwise, I would imagine they'll be added into the game at some point, but this is a way of giving people a transcendence for an Elune with, you know, without letting them specify. So if you're trying to get a specific legendary, you know, you still got to keep trying, but if you've already have it and you're just trying to get it, you know, transcended up, then you can use these. Summon and fusion balance adjustments. The drop rate gap between legendary, summon, and fusion has been reduced. So the drop rate information, we'll have to look at that later, but basically what they're doing is they're making it so it's more likely to get legendaries, and are more likely to get the legendaries or get the stuff from the fusions and stuff for that, so you can get them more often. So they're increasing the rate that people can get them. So since they're adding a lot of legendaries to the game constantly, with updates and stuff and new Elunes coming out, there's more legendaries, which means the chance of getting a specific one that's older is lower and lower, because the chance of getting a legendary is already low enough, but now to get a specific one that's older, you know, from a larger pool, your chance of getting that one is lower. So by increasing the rates overall, it basically keeps the rate of getting a specific one the same, but your chance of obtaining any is higher overall. So this is just beneficial to everybody. They're adding some new supply items to the Medina shop that you can get. Before, these were done just in special shops like they're doing right now. So if you're account level 21 plus, you'll be able to get class seeds and book papers and stuff, which is going to be good. Another way to get seeds, just by looking in the Medina shop, so make sure you always check it. So if you need seeds, get the seeds. You're always going to need them. The skill book papers are somewhat okay, but you shouldn't need those if you're farming enough. So you shouldn't need those too much, because you should have a bunch of skill papers already. For account 41 plus, they're going to be giving the class licensure souls and the plans. So these are going to be for your gear plans, weapon plans, things like that. So it's just going to be another way to get that. So you can get the gear plans and then make the gear. That's going to be good for people, and that starts at level 41 plus. So that means you'll be able to start getting that stuff pretty early on. I would imagine it'll be a little pricey, but should be pretty decent. At account 61 plus, you'll start getting this stuff for the Dimension Slate, the Altar Stones, Boost Stones, Keystones, Permastones. Keystones are very good, and Boost Stones are going to be the ones with the Keystones that are going to be the ones that are you're going to want the most, especially those Keystones to unlock those areas, and then the Boost Stones later. But the Boost Stones are so much cheaper to make. It's the Keystones that are pretty expensive, and then the Permastones, Altar Stones are rare, and there's not many ways to get them, so you're going to want to try to get those if you can. They added a mock battle feature for the world boss. This means if you want to test a team to see how your score goes without having to use an entry attempt, then you can set your Elunes, set your team, and then run it, and then see how it plays out to see, you know, what your score is or what it would be. Now, if you get a good score, or it works well, or your tuning, your assignment of skills, whatever, if it works well, then you can go ahead and start entering into the actual battles and using your attempts. So this is a way to tune up a team, or to try to make the best use of it. So if you're really going for those scores and for those best things possible, this is something you can use. but I think the vast majority of people, it's just an extra time-consuming thing that most of them are not going to be doing to waste their time with. Okay, now for the last parts of this, these are just going to be some of the improvements and bug fixes that they did. This is the last part. So they're adding a new feature that is now available. Enables resetting select summon counts after having used 30 select summon attempts. That'll be interesting. It's probably going to be a pay feature or cost something to do it. So that's going to be good, I guess, for people that are still going for a specific select. You'll now receive a notification at the lobby if a new package offer is available. Okay, so hey, spend more money. The filter option will no longer be reset when you use it to craft an item. So in other words, right now the way it is in the the lab or something or whatever, if you go to the lab and you set a filter to only show the licensure plans or something, and then you craft one, then it's reset and then it shows everything again, and then if you wanted to craft a different plan, then you'd have to go back up to the feature, choose it again. So they're just making it so it doesn't take that off. Whatever you set it as after you craft, it'll still be set for that. Well, that's just a little convenience thing, quality of life type change. Genders have been added to the filter options for Elune, so if you're filtering Elunes by male or female, so you can see what to use for teams, like I need male Elunes for this boss battle daily quest, and you can say, okay, filter and only show me my male Elune, so now you know exactly which one to choose, so you don't just accidentally choose the wrong type. Obtaining gear and skill gems have now been unchecked in the chat menu's alert options. Okay, Reaper's attack logic has been improved. She will now attack a target marked as an assassination target first, which is good because she didn't do that, and there were some cases where you would have, say, a back row of 4, and this was a way to try to trick her. You would have a back row of 4. She would attack something, even if it didn't have the assassination target on it. She would attack it, and you don't have to worry about her ever instant killing it because it's not an assassination target, so you could pretty much just ignore her because she's just going to be attacking the wrong thing. She'll do damage to it, but as long as you keep it alive, you don't have to worry about her instant killing anything. So she's just wasting souls on those skills and stuff. So now they're going to do it to where it always attacks whatever she marks as the assassination target. That's what she's going to attack. So the gear enhance has been approved. You can now enhance gears 3, 6, 9 or max based on your settings. So now you can, instead of before it was when you go to enhance the gear, you just tell it to repeat, and it'll just repeat forever until you run out of whatever it's costing to do it. So now you'll just be able to say, hey, go to a max, go to a 3, go to a 6, go to a 9, go to max, and then just go ahead and go, and then it'll do that. So that'll be decent, especially for early game where you're just trying to see, or if you're trying to roll a gear to see, maybe the first 2 times if it rolls to something good, and then you can either keep it or scrap it. Coco's task for winning 1 air battle has been changed to play an air battle or UGD arena once. So this is good for people that trying to complete that task on a weekend. So now they don't have to wait until after the weekend to be able to complete it, because they can do the air battle or the UGD arena. So that's good. To enable this task to be completed when the air battle is closed. So that's good. So in addition, an entry requirement for the UGD arena has been reduced from account level 10 to account level 5. So that means you can go in even at lower levels now to the UGD arena just so you can complete that task. So good. A single line chat message will now be displayed in battle. So when you're doing battle, there'll be a chat message line that's there. I guess that's decent. The chat log has been added to Alliance chat. Finally, now you can chat with your alliance, and even if they're not online, it'll log it and you'll be able to see it. So you can leave messages for members or whatever in the chat log, and they can see it when they log in next or something, or when other people log in. You can actually have conversations in chat, and not everybody have to be online. Finally, thank you. The position of the title and experience gauge have been adjusted in the lobby to avoid the UI being overlapped. I guess that was good for depending on the resolution of your device that you were playing on, so that's good. I think it affected some people but not others that were playing at high resolution. You can now sell potions and materials directly in the bag. Okay, that's good. The price for selling licensure souls and plans have been adjusted, so if you have too many of them and you're just like, oh, I'm never going to use these, you can sell them, and now hopefully they'll sell for more because they are quite valuable. You can assign and save up to 3 different attack teams in air battle. That's good, so that way you don't have to go through and build the team each depending on it. Typically you can have 3 different attack teams that would work for pretty much any situation, so you build those teams up and now you can just pick it without having to go through, find the Elunes, put them into plays, put them into, set the formations, set everything. You can just go, okay, this team for this, and be done, so it'll make it a little bit quicker for air battles. The maximum slots for Elunes has been increased from 350 to 400. That's good if you're farming a lot, or if you're doing a lot of battles, just collecting the random drop Elunes that you get from adventure farming, so that's going to be good. You don't have to stop so often. Bug fixes fixed an error where the guide message and Elune points overlapped each other in Fusion on certain devices. Can't say that I ever saw that, but good that they fixed it. Fixed an error where the update terms and conditions showed in a different language. That would be funny. Time reward for the defense will no longer be obtained if you don't enter the UGD arena. Basically, this just means if you did UGD arena and you had a defense set and you didn't attack any, you're not going to get a reward now if your defense gets wins. You're not going to get a reward. You have to at least attack in the UGD arena too to be able for your defense to get a reward. Because some people just set really strong defenses, didn't attack, got free rewards, didn't have to bother doing the UGD on the weekends. Now they at least have to do it once. This one fixed an error for Lucia's Fairy Blessing skill that was triggered when an ally's HP dropped below 20%, even if it wasn't caused by an enemy attack. As a result, Lucia will no longer gain a turn if HP is reduced by Artemir's Archangel Sacrifice skill. I did mention this in I believe it was the Lucia or the Artemil quick look video that I did, that this is what happened and it would trigger it. So it was an error, which I thought it might be. But they are confirming now that it was an error, so it's not supposed to happen. So that's going to make some of the air battle defenses, or even UGD defenses, where people would run an Artemil Lucia, so that if something died and Artemil rezzed it, Lucia wouldn't cut automatically and heal up the Artemil instantly. They would have to still wait for turn order for that to happen. So that is good. That it's going to make dealing with some of the defenses a little bit easier, but also for offense you're going to have to be a little bit more careful about it now for using that sacrifice skill to make sure that your turn order is correct. The Medina secret deal went within 15 turns for UGD arena. For now it can be cleared if you did it on the 15th turn. I guess some people were upset by that, so that's good. That means if you do it within 15 turns, it still counts on the 15th turn. Fix an error message where players who choose not to participate in the alliance battles were still matched. That would be funny. Fixed an update for the red dot displaying on the quest button in a cheer race. That was just a little annoying because you didn't know if it was actually something you needed to complete or not. But okay, fixed an error where multiple figures appear during the boss battle Proto T3 animations. I did see this on some of the videos, and I think you can see it in a couple of the video that I did about the Proto T3 thing, about clearing him or doing the boss, the daily form. You could see where it's like 2 or 3 of them. In the last animation where he's dying, you can see it's like 2 or 3 of them, like just really close, but they're just slightly out of sync. So it was really funny, and I think it was 2, and I think it has to do with just if you kill it too fast and he's CC'd and you kill him too fast, then it's like it's there or something, and then it would trigger. So it was quite funny to see, but yeah, it was just an annoying thing. The Nika skill gems for a present for you will now appear correctly as red, red, orange instead of blue, blue, orange. Oh, good. So her physical skill now requires physical damage gems instead of magic damage gems. Ah, finally noticed it. Good for them. And then also, if you already have Nika already at the time of the update, then you'll get 2 red 6-star gems to put in there to overwrite whatever blue ones you had. So good, I'm going to be getting 2 6-star red gems now for free because I do have Nika. So that's not bad, which means I can put those in there. So next one, fixed an error where the account level of all players in UGD ranking was showed at level 60. I guess this is because of an old level cap thing and they just never changed it. Fixed an error about the amount of medal rewards in defense was reduced in half when an Elune signed in the defense team and exceeded merit due to Evolve or Transcend. After this update, the total amount of medals. Okay, so basically during the UGD arena, if you had a defense and you didn't exceed the merit and your defense got some wins, at the end of the season or when it was closing, if you did transcend them or evolve them up and then it put you over the merit, being over the merit, you would get a reduced amount of rewards. But so it would do that even though you won the battle before being that. So basically they just fixed it, so now you're going to be getting the correct amount of merit at the end of the season, so that's good. Fixed an error about Cardia's release card skill showed no increase in attack due to the incorrect skill gem effects. I'm not sure what that was, but I'm sure some people probably noticed it. Fixed an error about items arranged incorrectly in the Destroyers tab. That's going to be in the, if you go and you look at the Elunes and then you sort by the different types on the right hand column, there's a Destroyer tab there. I think there's 2 listed. So fix an error where monsters level were displayed as level 60 even if the actual levels were higher. So like in some stages of Adventure or Chaos Tower, the monsters that you're facing might be level 100, 200, 300 or whatever, but then whenever you went to go fight them, that just said, oh, they're level 60. Even though their stats were correct, just the displayed level was wrong. So I can't say that I remember noticing this. I'm pretty sure I always saw the correct level, but I guess it happened in certain circumstances. So the biggest bug fixes I think that they're doing here, they're finally fixing the Nika skill gem thing, which is about time. The other thing is the Alucia's Fairy Blessing, I think, is one of the bigger impactful changes or bug fixes that they're doing. And the thing to the UGD arena defense, if you don't fight a battle for offense, those are probably going to be the bigger things. The rest of them just look like you know, various little error changes that only affected some people or that didn't really have an impact on the gameplay. They're just like, hey, this is a bug, it needed to be fixed. So that's good. As far as the improvements go for the overall, looks pretty decent. So overall in this patch, I would say it looks pretty good. There's a lot of things that are being changed, a lot of things being added, lots of nice changes. I do like the Medina shop item changes there too. It's going to help early, mid, and late game players get some items a little bit quicker. The reward adjustments are going to be nice. The gold and stuff for the waves of the Dimension Rift is going to be good. It's going to allow people to get gold faster, as well as providing a little bit more challenge for the later waves. That'll be nice to see and play around in. The adjustments to the UGD arena in terms of merit for the different Elunes and the merit cap being reduced is going to be nice, because it's going to force people out of those comfort zones of the super OP legendary Elunes and have to go into, you know, those decent other Elunes that are out there, the less used legendaries and also some of the epics. That'll be nice to see. The additional dimension protection stages here and quests will be good. That'll also give good rewards. The Gold Empire Darkature is going to be nice for the soul stones as well as the books. The offhand weapon that you're going to be able to start getting from the new boss, the Akhenaton, that one's going to be nice. So start getting some more sets there completed, or with just additional damage or HP. Those are going to be pretty nice. So overall, I'm looking forward to this update. It has lots of nice things in it, lots of good updates, lots of good new things to do, new stuff to look at. So overall, looking forward to it. Looks like a pretty good update. Can't wait to see it in the game. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Sorry it was a little long. Just there's a lot of different things they were going over in here and wanted to go over them with you so you're aware of them. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thank you.